Welcome to another edition of Handicap Born Black in America. I'm your host, Ramon Roan. This is being brought to you by Judicial Freedom Riders Incorporated. We're a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to reform our justice system. The title of this video is called Justice for Jordan Davis. Some of you heard about the Loud Music murder, where this guy named Dunn, Michael Dunn, he had fired shots into a SUV loaded with four black boys, and Jordan Davis received fatal wounds. The other boys were not hit. Jordan Davis was killed. I think he was sitting in the back seat, and Michael Dunn, he fired into the car, saying that he feared for his life. Well, Michael Dunn, he's the one that approached these young boys and said that he wanted them to turn down the music. Well, you're not a cop, Michael Dunn, so you had no right to tell those boys to cut down that music. If you had a problem with that, what you should have done was call law enforcement. What he did was take the law in his own hands. That's what he did, killing Michael Dunn. Now, they had a trial. Well, in the trial, he was found guilty of attempted murder, but was found not guilty of murder. The attempted 3 counts of attempted murder was for the other 3 boys who didn't get hit. But he was found not guilty for murdering Jordan Davis. Now, I question, how can you be found not guilty for the attempted murder, and in that same event, you're found, and one of the boys died, you're found not guilty on him, but you got him guilty of attempted murder. Now, here's where black people need to understand the importance of being on a jury. You have one black woman, bless her heart. I don't want to rag on this young girl. However, Jacksonville has, I believe, 30 to 40% black people in that city. Why in the world there weren't more blacks on that jury? The first time, see, this is the second trial that they had, because they overturned that verdict, and thank God they did. Normally they don't. They overturned that, and he went to trial again, and he was found guilty this time. And that's how he should have been the first time. So you put the family through all of this for a second time. But I blame our justice system, and that's why the Judicial Freedom Riders that's why we created Judicial Freedom Riders, because of our justice system like this. And if it wasn't for the outcry, public outcry about this, guess what? He would have gotten away with murder. He might have been in jail, but matter of fact, he probably would have gotten off scot-free if there was no media coverage on this. But thanks to the case, and unfortunately case of Trayvon Martin, he couldn't get away with scot-free like George Zimmerman did. So it's important for John Singletary and myself, we've stressed it's important for blacks, don't try to get out of jury duty, because we need black representation on the jury. I know my best friend, John's younger brother, was the guy that killed him. There's only one jury on there. But when you look at the jury pool, it did not represent the community. So we need more blacks to be on those juries. If we had more blacks in that first trial, he would have been found guilty the first time. But finally, the Davis family have justice, because he was sentenced to life in prison. He'll never get out of prison. Ever again. And that is justice for Jordan. So, we would have loved to have this young man here, but unfortunately, our justice system allows people like Michael Dunn to believe that they can get away with it. Look, they believe that a black man's life is not valuable. And our justice system says, let you believe. Look, our justice system, all indication, our justice system says the same thing. The reason why companies, they'll be racist against blacks, they will kill blacks, They will do all these things to blacks. They will rob blacks. They will do all these things to blacks because the black man's life, black man and woman life, is devalued in this country. And until we come together and recognize that, it doesn't matter your political affiliation. It doesn't at all. That should not matter one iota to whether or not you're Democrat or Republican. Guess what? We're all black. And we ought to band together to fight against this racism that's in this country. Just because Martin Luther King is dead, or just because we have the Civil Rights Act that was passed in 1964, just because we have a black president, does not mean the struggle has ended. The struggle is still going on. Blacks are being wrongfully incarcerated today. Blacks are being discriminated on the job today. Blacks are not granted their constitutional right of due process today. Blacks are being discriminated against on an annual basis in the number of over 1 million people that are being blacks are being discriminated against every year. Blacks are a target for racism in this country. And until blacks come together and band together, regardless of your religious conviction, regardless of your political affiliation, we come together to fight this one demon called racism. And unfortunately, you even have blacks on the side of the racist whites. This has been another edition of Handicap, Born Black in America. This has been for the Jordan Davis family trek. My prayer goes out to the family and their loss. But we must fight the good fight. Thank you, and may God bless you, and God bless America.